friends, welcome back to day 4 of your 5-day beginner Pilates series. We've made it over the hump. We now only have 2 days left. Hopefully you're feeling good. Hopefully you're feeling like you're starting to get some movement into your day and it's going to be something that's consistent for you. And maybe that you're starting to learn to love moving your body or learning to love Pilates a little bit. Remember, we need our mat, we need our weights and our band if you're choosing to use them today. Keep some water nearby, find a little bit of space, and then again, we're gonna meet down on the mat here, just finding a comfortable position to start. Once you've found that comfortable position here, we'll start with just a couple breaths. As always, just to settle into the space. Taking a big inhale and a nice slow exhale. Maybe this is how you're sort of finishing up your day, or maybe this is how you're beginning your day. Either way, sort of just take stock of how the body's feeling. One more big inhale here. Exhaling, let's bring the legs up towards the chest. Give yourself a nice tight hug here. You can rock from side to side. You can open the legs, close them. Small little circles. Remember, some days, maybe stillness is what feels best. Maybe a little bit of movement is what you need today. Listen to your body, learn to tune into it and what it needs. Let's bring the legs back into the center, and then keeping the legs hugged in tight and stacked, they fall over towards the right side. Arms can come out to that cactus into a nice easy twist. Exhaling, you can go ahead and bring the legs right back up through the center, finding that twist over to the other side. Exhaling as we bring the legs right back up, and then we plant the feet on the mat. Arms come down by your sides, and we're in our 4th day of doing our pelvic tilts. So let's start with our inhale. We start to find that arch through the back, sending the hips, the pelvis away from you. Exhale as you press it down. See if now maybe these movements are feeling a little bit more natural in the body when you head into them. If you can start to think really about that connection of your breath and see what happens through the core when you find that exhale. If you can start to feel that tightening, that actual activation through the lower band here. One more. Good. Go ahead and meet me in your neutral spine. A release of those pelvic tilts. Both legs are going to float up to tabletop today, right leg and left leg. Right away, we're going to bring the hands right behind the head here, lifting through head, neck, shoulders. So now we have those legs lifted to tabletop and that little upper ab curl. If you want, upper body can always stay down on the mat. We're going to inhale here and then exhale as we reach the legs away from us a couple inches. Inhale as we bring the legs back into tabletop. Exhale. Inhale. I never know what my mic can pick up, but just outside of the studio space, my dog is doing donuts right now, and she is really fired up, so I don't know if you can hear that. Good. Using that breath. Exhale. We go out with the legs. Inhale, we come back. Notice when you stretch the legs, if that back wants to lift again, remember that tightening, finding that band. Exhale. Inhale. You have 2 more here. Last one. That's it. Great work. Draw the right knee to the chest. Stretch your left leg out. Good. Inhale through the center. Exhale to switch. Still trying to keep that lift. If you're feeling a lot of tension in the neck, lower the upper body down for a moment. And then as you curl back up, use the core. Try to find the difference between just lifting the head off of the mat and actually engaging through the abs. Maybe you want to take the hands away from the legs, palms up, continuing to move through this. Alternating, we're moving a little bit quicker through these switches. We have 10, 9, 8. Stay with me. You're almost there, halfway right here. Good work. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the knees into the chest. Lower everything down. Maybe give a little shake through the legs. Beautiful. We're going to come up to seated. Meet me up here. Crisscross those ankles or sweep the legs around to one side. Meet me sort of in the center of your mat. Hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Remember, we're in that tabletop or 4-point kneeling position. Once you've got yourself set up here, you're going to tuck the toes under and you'll lift the knees just 1 inch off the mat. So it's not very much. That's it. Starting to feel some activation now, maybe through the quads and shoulders, as well as deep through the core. Inhale, tap the knees. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap the knees. Exhale, lift. Part of the goal here is to not allow ourselves to spend too much time on the mat, okay? I know it's tempting to sort of drop the knees down and hang out, and you're always welcome to rest, but we are gonna try to continue to move through this where you're spending more time with the knees lifted than you are with the knees on the mat. Inhale to tap, exhale to lift. We have 3. It's 2. Last one, we're gonna hold lifted, little taps of the knees, right knee and left knee. So there's a small little drop of the hips to the right and to the left. Try to keep the gaze in between the hands here, just above the fingertips. Soft bend in the elbows. We're tapping right and left. Right and left. 10 more, we rest. 10, 9. You can do this. This is day 4. Think about all you've already completed. Stick with me. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both knees down. Nice work. Untuck the toes, little child's pose. Arms reach forward. Release. All right, let's make our way up to standing. We're getting up there nice and quick today. Weights here are going to be optional, but you can always grab them. Curtsy lunge today. A little bit different. We are going to be stepping back, okay? So we're going to be taking a step behind us, and we are going to be finding a little cross as well. So I'm going to face you for this so that you can see the movement. I'm going to be mirroring you, so just copy exactly what I'm doing. We'll take the weights down by our sides, and then we're going to take the toes out a little bit and the heels in. They don't have to be touching here. That's a-okay. You just want a bit of external rotation through the hips. So we're opening out a little bit for this curtsy lunge. Your right leg is going to cross behind you just a couple inches. Inhale as you bend both knees. Exhale, we stand back up to the top. Inhale, we curtsy. I think sometimes we think that our curtsy lunge needs to be really dramatic all the way over here, but what's happening is we're actually just torquing through the knees now, and that's not going to feel very good. It's just a small cross. Woo. Inhale as we step back. Exhale as we stand. I'll show you from the side. Again, I have a small little hinge forward. Good. Inhaling as we step back. Exhaling, we stand. You got it. We have 3 more of this full movement, and then we're gonna add the arms if you choose. It's gonna be a bicep curl today. Last one, let's add the arms now. As we stand, we release the arms, good. Curl and curtsy, the double C. You're not forced to laugh at anything that I say, but you just wait. Maybe day 5, I'll start to bring out my dad jokes. Good. Inhaling, exhaling. If you find that maybe balance is a little bit wobbly in this movement, which it might be, hold on to something. Remember, you always have that option for some support. Maybe a wall is all you need, just a finger tapping onto the wall. Sometimes it's more about building up sort of in your mind that you can do it, yeah? 2 more. Last one. Let's come down into our curtsy. You know what we're gonna hold. Inhale to release the arms. Exhale to curl. So legs are holding steady. There's that small cross behind. And right now we're just working through our curl. You got it. 3 more. Good, it's 2. Last one. Release the arms down by your sides. Shoulders roll down the back. Inhale, bend the legs a little lower, hold. You got it. Inhale, bend the legs a little bit lower, hold. We have 1 more hold. Stay with me. Inhale, bend the legs a little lower. Whew, hold. Push up, we stand up to the top. Shake those legs out. Nice work. Let's come to a neutral position before we switch over to the other side. Arms are going to be down by your sides. Exhale as we reach the arms out. Inhale, we bend the arms into the chest. Exhale, inhale to lower. Good. Continuing to find some support through the lower body. So remember, we never want to hyperextend the knees or arch the back. We do still want to stay active through the legs a little bit with just a tiny micro bend. Arms are only coming up to shoulder height. You got it. Remember that small little bend in the knees. We lift. Arms bend in. They open and we lower them. Let's go for 2 more here. Good. Last one, you're gonna hold the arms out to the side. Let's hold together. We start to add little rotations up and down with the weights. Exhaling with every rotation. You got it. We've got 5 more. In 4, we hold the weights up. Or palms up, in 2. Last one, take those weights, hold them up. You're gonna bring the arms in front of you. You're gonna tap the weights together. As you circle the arms back, rotate the weights or the palms, they face away from you. You tap the weights behind you. So we bring them in front and we tap them. We rotate them, palms down, weights down. They come back, you try to tap them. They might not tap, it's okay. Hard to see when it's behind you. Good. Again, keeping that micro bend in the joints here, really important. Especially if you know you do have a tendency to hyperextend or lock out those joints. How we doing, friends? Stay with me. We have 2 more. That's it. Last one, we hold the weights forward. We've got 10 rotations. Keep those arms up if you can. Rotate for 10, 9, 8, exhaling with it, tightening through the core. We draw the belly in with our exhales. Halfway, you have 5, 4, 3, Final doozy. And a 1. Good, elbows in and release. Holy moly, roll those shoulders. Grab some water if you'd like. Then we're gonna come back to that curtsy lunge, switching over to the other side. External rotation here through the hips a bit. It's okay, the heels don't have to be together. Always stand near a wall or something, maybe a couch, the back of a couch or a chair if you want that extra support. Weights are down by your sides for our first few. Left leg's gonna cross behind, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe you want to start to add that bicep curl as you step back. Stretching the legs, releasing the arms. Beautiful work. Check in and see how you're feeling. Check in with what's going on. We don't want to cross too much with that back leg. It's a small cross. Important that we're controlling the movements. You're bending the back knee, so it's not straight right now. Good. Three more. We're going to hold that curtsy lunge for 2. Last one, hold your curtsy lunge nice and low. Release the arms, inhale. Exhale, curl. Good. Can we get the legs a little lower? Last curl. Release the arms. Inhale, bend those legs low, hold. Exhale. Inhale, bend the legs 1 inch lower. You can do it. Don't give up, don't give up. That's it. Last one. Inhale, 1 inch lower. Exhale, we stand. Shake those legs. Nice work. Drop the weights down. Grab some water. We're transitioning back down onto the mat, and we're gonna use our band here. Again, it's optional. We have a clamshell today, yes? So I feel like even if maybe some Pilates movements or workout movements aren't familiar to you, I feel like a lot of people know what a clamshell is, because if you've ever had an injury in the lower body, or if you ever need to strengthen your glutes, I think a lot of professionals offer clamshells as a good option, and it is. This is why we're gonna be doing some clamshells. We're gonna find that, again, opening through the hip. We're gonna start to work through glute min, glute med on the side here instead of glute max, which is the big muscle at the back. We work a lot of the times with our squats and our glute bridges. So I'm gonna come down onto my right forearm, and I'm going to roll my mat for a little extra support under my forearm. I just like that. You don't have to. You can also do your clamshell laying all the way down, resting your head and your hand together if you'd like, okay? Still staying active through the core and lifted. So choose where you'd like to be. Bring the legs together. My knees and hips are in line on a diagonal. My knees and ankles are in line. So my legs aren't totally out. They're not totally tucked in. Somewhere right on that diagonal. Lift through the waist. So easy to go here. I want you to try to stay lifted that whole time, okay? Top leg, left leg is gonna open. Exhale. Inhale, it lowers. Exhale. Inhale. Good. So I want to be thinking about opening that top leg, but really just trying to isolate with this top leg, because I'm not going to be tempted to roll back here or sink into the upper body. So really working through that left side. Good. And you may notice that I have my feet stretched or my toes pointed, and so just my big toes are tapped together. The less pressure you put in between your feet, the more work is going to happen through the glute. The more pressure in the feet, the less the glute is going to have to fire for you, because you're kind of just using that pressure to be able to open up the legs. Good. Exhale. Inhale. We have a few variations with this top leg open today. Check in with the upper body. How's it doing? We have 3 more here. In 2, top leg stays open. Last one, let's hold it open. Good. We start to pulse the top leg back, small movements. Notice if we're here now, find that lift. Tiny little pulses back against the tension of the band, or again, maybe imagining that extra little bit of tension that you might be moving through. We're here for 5. You're gonna try to keep that leg open for me in 3, in 2, and a 1. Exhale, lift the top leg so the toes separate a little bit. Inhale, tap the toes back down. Try not to change how much the band is opening here. Exhale, legs are open. Inhale, you tap them down. Exhale, up a couple inches. Whew, how we doing? Inhale, tap. Exhale, inhale. 2 more. Good, last one, hold it open for me if you can. 10 pulses back with that knee. So now we don't have any pressure in between the feet. So you're really gonna feel that glute work for you. Yes, you're already at 5, halfway. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toes together, clamshell closes. Whew, nice work. Press up as you sweep the legs forward into a seated position. Unroll your mat if it was rolled up. Take a nice little stretch for the arm over top. How we doing, friends? You're almost there. We've got the other side, and then today we're gonna work through some back extension, so laying down on our stomach to finish. And then you are there for day 4, okay? So we're really in our home stretch. And then you just have 1 day left with me. Well, I mean, you can come back for more once you feel really confident with that beginner stuff, yeah? So we're gonna keep those forearms down here. You can also lay down on your side if you prefer. Find that lift here for me, and then bring the legs together. Everything is sort of in line on that diagonal. Stretch through the ankles, point the toes, exhale, open the top leg, inhale, lower. Now for me, right away, I can feel the difference between the mobility that I have in either hip. I've had an injury in this hip here before from dance, so I know that it's gonna feel different when I open the leg. But the goal is to try to hold the rest of the body the same. So even if your clamshell on this side only opens about 45 from where it was on the first side, that's okay. Yeah, we wanna just see if we can try to maintain that connection to what muscle is working here and holding that strong form for us. Exhale, inhale. And if you're getting tired of my exhales and inhales, I'm not gonna stop because that breath is so important. So the more that I say it to you, the more you're probably gonna start to pick up on it. Good. We have a few more here, and then we hold open for those 3 variations that we have on this side. Good, really pressing open without rolling back. Check in, are we sinking into the shoulder? Are we sinking into the ribs? Last one, we're gonna hold open. Meet me here, we pulse back. Exhaling with those pulses, keeping them small, keeping them controlled. You got it. You're gonna be here for just 5 more. You hold that clamshell open in 3, in 2, and a 1. Hold it open. Exhale, top leg lifts. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, inhale. You got it. We have 3 more. We hold that top leg lifted, just a couple inches up. In 2. Good. Last one, hold it up. Top leg pulses back. Small little pulses again. Remain lifted for me. Knee is pulsing back. Pushing against the band. We're here for 5. You can do this. 4. It's 3, 2, and a 1. Toes together, clamshell closes. Holy moly. Nice job. Unroll the mat or come up from your side here. Legs sweep forward. We take a nice little crossover top. Band is going to come off the legs if you were using it. Again, water, and now's the time that we meet on our stomach. So sweep the legs around, go ahead and make your way all the way down. Couple of things that I want to note right now about this as we're working into the back space is that we're going to try to keep the feet planted to start and the legs planted. Sometimes when we lift, we want to kind of use the help of the legs as well because it engages the glutes a bit more, takes some of the work out of the back. We are going to try to keep those legs flat. Second thing, gaze is going to stay sort of towards the top edge of the mat. It's going to be tempting to go like this, and this is not going to feel good for your neck. Probably doesn't even look good on my neck, right? So we're going to try to keep that gaze forward so that we keep length in the neck. All right, TED Talk is done. Let's get into our movement. Fingertips are going to be tented here, or you can totally plant them down on the mat. Elbows are going to tuck in right to the sides here, and then we're going to find our inhale as we lift with the help of the hands. Exhale as we lower. Inhale as we lift. Exhale to lower. So right now, my fingertips are really helping to support me. And if I'm gonna lift without my hands, it's probably not gonna look this high. But I want you to get a feeling for the movement. Your glutes are gonna squeeze. You're gonna feel mid back, low back, upper back, all engage. We have 2 more. Last one. Good, you're gonna lift and hold for me this time. All right, we're gonna release the right arm, reach it up overhead, inhale. Exhale, fingertips back down, upper body's trying to stay lifted, inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, pull it back. So now you're gonna notice how much you have to release that pressure or that extra support you had with your weight on the fingertips. And maybe that lowering through the chest happens a tiny little bit just because we aren't lifted up quite as high when we have to just use the back. Inhale to reach, you're alternating. Exhale to pull back. Stay with me, 2 more. Last one. Nice work. Lower everything down. Great job. We're going to try to move through this now without the support of the hands. We're going to bring the hands in front of us. We're going to stack one hand on top of the other, okay? Doesn't matter which one. Shoulders down. Forehead is going to rest onto the top hand. So the back of your hand, that forehead is connecting. Try not to lose the connection to this, okay? Shoulders are down. Again, legs are going to stay flat here. Inhale as we lift through the upper body. Exhale as we let it go. Lower the upper body. Inhale to lift. Exhale. You're always welcome to keep those fingertips tented and continue to move through this like so if that is working better for you today, okay? So remember, it's still a bit of a choose your own adventure. Last one. Holding up, tuck the elbows into the ribs, release the hands. Lift the legs off the mat if you choose. Inhale as you reach the arms, both of them, maybe the thumbs touch. Exhale, tuck those elbows in. Can you lift 1 inch higher? Inhale, this is our final push, friends. Exhale. Two more. And last one. Lower everything down. Whew, nice work today. Bring hands under shoulders. Press yourself all the way up. Find that 4-point kneeling. Move through a few cats and cows here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Big press to that back space. One more cycle through. Good, let's tuck the toes. Let's sink back towards the heels. So we're now opening the soles of the feet. That might feel a little bit intense for you. You can always come off of it or keep a little bit of weight forward so there's not as much pressure coming back. I want you to sit here with me and draw the shoulders down as we take 2 breaths, just letting the soles of the feet open. Big inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. Bring the weight forward onto the hands here. Go ahead and release the feet for a moment. That's it. We're going to sweep the legs around to one side and we're going to come into a seated position, into a seated butterfly. So I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together, sitting up nice and tall in this seated butterfly. This is opening for the hips. You can take the legs further away from you or tuck them in closer for a deeper stretch. Press the elbows down towards the thighs here and then hinge at the hips. So you're drawing yourself forward, your chest forward with a long flat back. Then you can release and round when you're ready. Let the head, the neck, the shoulders release. See if you can send that breath into the hips. One more big breath here. And we roll ourselves all the way back. Hands come behind you, feet go out wide, knees come together to knock in. Feel that internal rotation through the hips. Just a little counter movement. Exhaling to release. Crisscross the legs in one direction. Hands press down onto the knees. And we finish with one big breath here. Inhaling, we roll the shoulders up. Exhaling, we release. Beautiful work today, friends. You've made it through day 4. I'm so proud of you. I say that every single day, but I truly mean it because you've stuck to something now for 4 days. And that means you only have 1 day left. And then you have completed our 5-day beginner series. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Drink lots of water. You know the drill. Take rest and stretch when you need. And I will see you back here on your mat for day 5, our final day.